Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Happy Holidays with GOG RPGs bundle of December 2023. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the link provided in the description below, not only will you gain access to this bundle, but you also have the opportunity to support this channel. Your support would mean the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Wasteland 3 Colorado Collection, a role-playing game that seems to be a blend of Fallout and XCOM. This game takes place in the endless snow of Colorado after the apocalypse. You play as characters in a squad of desert rangers who are out of your depth. You are sent up north to broker a deal with the prosperous local leader for supplies that your base really needs. This means helping the patriarch of Colorado Springs round up his rebellious offspring. The problem is that they're all adults, and each of them has joined some really weird factions, from Ronald Reagan worshippers to Hispanic murder clowns. You're quickly shoved into the politics of the different factions. This game plays similarly to XCOM during battle, but with more heavy RPG elements where decisions and responses you make or give to other characters will determine how your story goes. As an example, letting an enemy go at some point in the game will spring a trap for you later on. Or, if you don't let the enemy go and you decide to kill them, a potential recruit into your party will be killed. This also means that you can play through this game's 60-hour base campaign multiple times, just to see what happens when you make different decisions. In terms of combat, when your character attacks, your strike meter goes up, which will eventually allow you to unleash a precision strike attack, which is sort of a limited special ability. Most guns' special abilities allow you to precisely shoot specific body parts like in Fallout. Some other weapons have their own precision strikes, like rocket launchers gain a radioactive bonus, essentially turning it into a nuke. You'll have access to some NPC sidekicks like various animals, robots, and humans. Because you can't control them, they'll most likely do stupid things like charging head-on at a group of enemies only to be utterly murdered, or even walking through a pit of fire or radiation to be melted into a pile of bloody mess. Some fights will include interesting scenarios to keep things somewhat fresh, like sometimes you get to bring your car with a mounted cannon, and often you can stealth into position before attacking your enemy if your character has the sneaky shit skill for bonus damage. In addition, the story is quite engaging with some interesting characters like the alcoholic comedian Scotchmo and the taunting serial killer Vic. Characters are fully voiced and have full facial expressions, making the world feel more alive. The same can't be said for your playable characters and party members though, as there is no way to talk to them except by wandering around hoping to stumble over a conversation trigger. Wasteland 3 offers a decent story that blends seriousness and silliness into one, and a challenging yet engaging turn-based gameplay. The Colorado Collection includes both the Battle of Steel Town and the Call to the Holy Destination expansions, as well as the Colorado Survival Gear bonus items. At number 2 we have Greedfall Gold Edition, an action role-playing game. The world is dying due to pollution, overpopulation, and the plague, an incurable disease known as the Malachor. The population is growing desperate, but a glimmer of hope shines in the distance. A remote island, Teofradi, a land spared by the plague, a haven of life, wild and untempered by mankind. It holds promises of riches and the best hope for mankind to find a cure for the Malachor. You set foot on the uncharted island along with settlers, mercenaries, and treasure hunters on the hunt for the cure. Being a role-playing game, Greedfall will hold you accountable for your actions, and you must consider your dialogue choices carefully. Your choices will not only affect you, but other characters around you too, and it will make you wonder, what if I chose differently? Of course, you can always load a previous save file, but what's the fun in that? You can acquire all kinds of gear and weapons throughout your adventures in this game. Items can be upgraded and customized as well as equipped to companions. You'll also be engaged in third-person combat that will remind you of some Dark Souls and The Witcher 3, only simpler. There are 3 different styles of combat: magic, ranged, and melee, and you can alter or enhance each style using the talent tree where you can place points into as you level up. You can build a hybrid character that combines swordplay and pistols together. You'll also receive talent points for non-combat perks, like persuasion and science, which will enhance your options in dialogue and your ability to explore the world. While this game is set on a large island of Teofradi, it is not a full open world. Rather, it is several dozen smaller zones that you will visit. These zones range from large cities to murky swamps and vibrant forests. There are plenty of secrets and treasures hidden in each zone, and some will require special skills to be able to traverse across to obtain said secret or treasure. But you can always come back later once you have obtained the necessary traversal ability. Other skills include lockpicking and crafting, which will come in handy in different situations. You can even get these skills boosted if you have the right companions with you for the job, given that you have forged a strong enough friendship with them. Speaking of companions, you have 5 of them in total, and your decisions will affect the way they see you. Each of your companions have different faction allegiances, so they aren't just your support characters, rather individuals with their own agendas. They can even betray you if you treat them badly, or cause too much trouble with their allied faction. On the flip side, if you treat them well, they could help you when dealing with their allied faction. A complaint about your companions is that they are very limited in numbers for an RPG game. In addition, not all of your available allies are even interesting persons. Others have complained about lip-syncing issues, graphics, animation, and seemingly cities that lack any large living populations. So if you like a game where your decisions actually matter, then Greedfall could be one for you. The Gold Edition also includes the Divispi Conspiracy Story expansion. Explore uncharted new lands as you set foot on a remote island seeping with magic and filled with riches, lost secrets, and fantastic creatures. And number 3 we have Darksiders 3 Deluxe Edition, a game that maintains its unique identity as the edgy Zelda with a dark aesthetic that captivates. This title successfully returns after a 6-year hiatus, delivering a compelling action experience. The absence of granular loot, a departure from its predecessor, streamlines the game, focusing on one giant world and holdover mechanics from existing games. Fury's Tale introduces new mechanics like replenishable flasks for health and soul-shattering for currency. The removal of loot complexity is compensated by the addition of Fury's various forms, providing new weapons and abilities, maintaining a sense of identity through her whip. Darksiders 3 explores the battle against the 7 deadly sins, adding a layer of depth to its narrative. The game's setting, running concurrently with the first Darksiders, manages to bridge the series seamlessly, despite the hiatus. While the overarching story progresses only marginally, the interactions among the Mephistophelian cast remains a highlight. Gunfire Games, comprised of original series developers, presents a combat system that balances Fury's mobility and restrained movements effectively. However, traversal limitations and a lackluster progression system detract from the overall experience. Despite dated environments and RPG elements feeling dull, the game's action-oriented focus prevails. Clocking in at around 10 hours for the main story, Darksiders 3 offers an engaging experience with speedrun potential. While it may not appeal to everyone, it succeeds as an action-fueled project, maintaining the essence of the series. Darksiders 3 is an impressive effort with noticeable flaws, making it worth your time and cash. The Deluxe Edition includes 2 expansions, featuring new maps, gear, and challenges. And number 4 we have Kingdom Come Deliverance, an open-world RPG set in medieval Europe. In the game, you play as Henry, a humble blacksmith's son who is thrust into a world of war, political turmoil, and vengeance after a devastating attack on his village. The game offers a unique and ambitious take on the RPG genre, focusing on realism and historical accuracy rather than fantasy elements. The narrative begins with peaceful moments in Henry's life, but quickly takes a dark turn when his village is attacked and his loved ones are killed. The protagonist's relatable nature and normalcy make him an endearing hero, guiding players through the complex culture and politics of the medieval world. The game deviates from traditional fantasy RPG tropes, omitting magical creatures and enchanted weapons in favor of a more realistic depiction of the time period. Kingdom Come Deliverance boasts an impressive simulation system that affects various aspects of the gameplay. Choices have consequences, such as stealing leading to jail time and wearing armor impacting noise levels during sneaking. The world feels dynamic and reactive, with NPCs following routines and reacting to your reputation and actions. However, the game's depth and ambition also come with downsides. Bugs and performance issues are common, and the simulation system's complexity sometimes leads to unexpected behavior. The combat is challenging and weighty, and even though Henry isn't a master swordsman, battles are important and can result in severe injuries. Despite its flaws, Kingdom Come Deliverance offers a rich and reactive world that encourages creative problem solving and exploration. The game's quest design avoids excessive map markers, promoting a more immersive and engaging experience. The variety of quests, from large battles to settling disputes, keeps the gameplay interesting. Overall, while plagued by bugs and performance problems, Kingdom Come Deliverance is a rewarding and satisfying role-playing experience. Its commitment to historical accuracy and realistic mechanics sets it apart from traditional RPGs, offering a fresh and immersive take on a genre. And number 5 we have Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales, an adventure game with RPG systems and card-based combat, based around the Witcher series. The story revolves around Maeve, a queen and her journey to take back her throne after being usurped by an invasion. She must travel to neighboring lands, recruit allies, help solve local disputes, and battle Nilfgaardian armies and raiders. You're often asked to make tough decisions by being pressured to do the wrong things for the right reasons. But even doing the right things rarely lead to happy outcomes. While decisions are tough, the card battle encounters themselves are quite easy. This is because of the RPG progression system that makes battles increasingly easy as you power up. You can move around the map to find resources granting you gold, wood, and recruits. You can then use these resources to train new units, to get new cards for your deck, and upgrade your camp. Cards can get really strong once you upgrade them. Imagine a 66% chance to attack after an upgrade as opposed to 33% chance to attack. That's a massive deadly leap. While increasing your deck size is generally a bad idea, seeing that you'll have a lower chance to draw the cards that you really need, it is not the case in Thronebreaker, as there are enough powerful card combos that will always give you plenty of ways to win. There are even cards operating outside of your draw, allowing you to gain huge advantage by round 1. The interesting bit though is that some character-specific cards can leave your deck as they play into the story with their own beliefs and prejudices. So if you piss them off, they'll leave your army and you won't be able to play them. However, you don't need to rebuild your deck over and over again, as most cards will stay, and you'll mostly use the same cards that will remain powerful throughout your adventure. Key story fights are often fun and surprising with special conditions like powerful fighters to kill or allies to defend. There are also puzzle missions that ignore your deck entirely, giving you unique cards to play and ask that you achieve a particular goal. While it is not a full-fledged RPG, nor is it a challenging card game, the great story, surprising and enjoyable encounters, and a new spin on The Witcher's world, Thronebreaker is worth your time. And number 6 we have Elex, an ambitious yet flawed RPG, positioning itself as a science fantasy game that blends post-apocalyptic fantasy and sci-fi elements. Despite its odd cobbled-together aesthetics, it offers a densely packed and easily traversable world for open-world exploration in the setting of Magellan. The game introduces a faction system with technology-loving clerics, magic-using berserkers, and drug and explosive-obsessed outlaws, bringing a unique narrative twist as your character's spectrum ranges from cold and emotionless to passionate and explosive. However, Elex grapples with challenges in animations, combat mechanics, and character interactions. Action scenes appear sloppy due to a lack of coordination in animations, and character, while visually interesting, suffer from wooden writing and behaviors. The narrative design lacks uniqueness, featuring stock genre characters, and the plot, while well executed, falls somewhat flat in dramatic scenes. The game's primary conceit is its indifference to your character, reflected in the absence of scaling mechanisms. Enemies maintain consistent stats, resulting in brutally inaccessible areas that demand constant saving and reloading. Quests often involve combat, and the game's openness occasionally leads to stumbling upon end-stage encounters without prior knowledge. While the world and area design excel, Alex's progression falters due to opaque combat systems, rudimentary UI, and a lack of depth in RPG systems. The core gameplay revolves around fights with slow-paced, demanding combat mechanics. Progression primarily relies on equipment, and the crafting and training system is poorly designed, requiring extensive grinding for money. Alex's world and visual design emphasize quality over size, showcasing its greatest strengths. Despite its bugs, Alex's wide scope and eclectic vision make it enjoyable for forgiving players, but its underdeveloped RPG systems cater more to die-hard RPG fans than a broader audience. And number 7 we have Vampyr, an action RPG that aims to capture the essence of classic vampire lore. In the game, you play as a doctor named Jonathan Reed, who struggles with a desire to feed on humans and his urge to help them. As an epidemic spreads across the city, you must make difficult choices and balance your primal instincts with your moral compass. To progress and unlock new abilities, you can choose to feed on citizens, but the game encourages you to learn about their lives and cure them before making that decision. Murdering certain characters can have unforeseen consequences, leading to permanent hostility in certain areas and the loss of side quests. Your decisions carry weight and can shape the outcome of the game. While the dialogue tree conversations offer interesting stories, the overall narrative is lacking. The game lacks a central villain, and the main drive is to find a cure for the plague. The combat mechanics resemble a lower quality version of The Witcher, with imprecise controls and frustrating difficulty spikes during boss fights. Despite its flaws, Vampyr offers a compelling atmosphere and well-developed characters. It effectively captures the struggle of fitting into society while battling primal urges. In conclusion, Vampyr provides an engaging adventure for fans of vampire-themed games, but it falls short in certain aspects. It manages to evoke the essence of being a creature of the night, but technical problems hinder the enjoyment. While not exceptional, it offers some blood-sucking fun for those willing to overlook its shortcomings. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is really great if you don't mind the fact that it is on GOG and not on Steam. In saying that, you can still play these games on the Steam Deck if you so choose. While some of these games are previously available in other bundles, you get a more complete version of the experience for Wasteland 3 and Greedfall. But if you do not have any of those games, this is a definite purchase. In any case, kindly show your support by liking and subscribing to the channel, and I look forward to connecting with you in the upcoming video.